was helping my parents pack up the attic when I found a death certificate with my name on it. What my aunt finally said made my parents leave their own house in tears. I brought the box downstairs where my parents were wrapping dishes, and my Aunt Ramona was labeling boxes in the living room, and the second my mom saw what I was holding, she dropped a plate and it shattered on the floor. "Where did you find that?" she asked in a voice I had never heard before. My dad immediately tried to take the box from me, but I pulled it back and said, "Why is there a death certificate with my name on it?" My dad looked at my mom, and my mom looked at the floor while Aunt Ramona watched from the doorway. "Answer me," I said, and my mom finally whispered, "We had a daughter before you." My dad tried to guide me to the kitchen table, but I stayed standing with the box against my chest and demanded they tell me everything. "Her name was the same as mine?" I asked, and my mom nodded without looking up. "We lost her when she was 4, my dad said quietly. "We couldn't have any more children, but we couldn't let go either." I pulled out a photograph of a little girl who looked so much like my childhood photos that for a second I thought it was me. "You picked me because I looked like her." My dad said, "The adoption agency showed us your photo and it felt like a sign." And I thought about my bedroom with the pink walls I had always hated, the ballet classes I begged to quit, the way my mom would call me by a nickname I didn't recognize and look away like she had seen a ghost. "You gave me her room," I said as the pieces clicked. "Her clothes, her name. You signed me up for ballet because she did ballet." My mom reached for my hand, but I stepped back. "You didn't adopt me because you wanted a daughter. You adopted me because you wanted to pretend I was her." My dad's face hardened and he said, "That's enough. We're not doing this right now." And he reached for the box again, but I held it tighter. "We are doing this right now. Every time you said I wasn't living up to my potential, every time you looked at me like I was disappointing you, you weren't comparing me to some imaginary standard. You were comparing me to a dead girl." I turned to Aunt Ramona in the doorway. "Did you know about this?" She didn't answer, and that was answer enough. "You knew? This whole time?" Aunt Ramona opened her mouth, but my dad pointed at her and said, "Ramona, this is a family matter," and her jaw tightened, but she stayed quiet. My mom sobbed and said, "We just wanted our family to feel whole again," and I stared at her. "I spent my entire life feeling like something was wrong with me, but you were just mad that I wasn't her." My dad stepped forward and said, "Everything we did out of love. We gave you a home, we gave you opportunities you never would have had. You should be grateful." And I could see he believed it, which made it worse. "Grateful? You gave me her life. You dressed me in a dead girl's clothes and got angry every day that I didn't become her." My dad grabbed his keys and said, "We're leaving. We don't have to be attacked in our own home." My mom reached for me one more time with, "We grew to love you for you." And I was about to respond when Aunt Ramona's voice cut through the room so sharp everyone froze. "Grew to love her?" Aunt Ramona stepped into the kitchen with her face twisted in a way I had never seen. Decades of silence cracking open all at once. "I watched you do this for 22 years and kept my mouth shut because I told myself it wasn't my place, but I am done. You didn't adopt a daughter, you commissioned a replacement. And then you spent her whole childhood punishing her for having the audacity to be her own person, instead of a resurrection of your grief." My mom said, "Ramona, please, you don't understand." But Aunt Ramona pulled away like she had been burned. "I loved my niece. I mourned her, but she is gone, and this girl deserved to be more than a haunting. She deserved parents who saw her, not a ghost they were trying to bring back to life. Get out, both of you, get out." My parents left still crying and reaching for me, but Aunt Ramona stood between us until they were gone, and then she turned to me with tears on her face and took my hands. "You are not her," she said firmly. "You were never supposed to be. And every single time you pushed back against who they wanted you to be, that was you fighting to exist. Your life is yours now."